Hello, in today's video we are gonna try to repair a lawnmower. It's a Honda Eco 41, which has been given to me because it doesn't start anymore, it doesn't function. Okay, so usually with an engine, it's usually a problem with gasoline, so petrol, or electric problem. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at the machine, see if we can see any problems with it and resolve it, and then eventually, probably later, we'll try to start it. Looking at the machine, the first thing we see that's pretty obvious is the cable to start it, which seems to be a bit jammed. Okay, so I will have to dismantle it, either grease it, lubricate it, yeah, I'll see. Okay, and then we'll see the rest. Okay, then after we'll check, see the cables are seems fine, but we will look for the spark plug, we'll look at the carburetor, and normally it should go. To remove the tough part, we will need to remove those 3 bolts. It's number 8, so I'm using that type of spanner, but you can use a socket, whatever you want. Okay, so we remove this and we remove the top part. I've now removed the 3 bolts. Okay, and this comes off. It's okay, but it could be better. Okay, so I will use a bit of WD-40, and that should solve the problem. Usually that comes because the machine can be outside, and with the rain, stuff like that, that could cause the problem. Okay, we'll check this as well. It turned, so that's a good sign. Okay, and after we're gonna be removing this and check the spark plug and the carburetor, stuff like that. Okay, I have now lubricated it, and as we can see, it goes perfectly, so that's good. I'm very happy with that. That's one problem solved. Let's do the rest. Now comes the time where we need to remove the top parts. Because this is removed, we should have direct access. We just lift it up. Here we've got the fuel tank, which will be linked obviously. So we lift it up, and here we go. Fuel tank here, and here there's the tube that brings the petrol to the engine. So we'll use a plier, like this, more or less, and we will remove the tube, so like that we can take this off. Then we'll have access to the entire engine. I've now removed the top parts. We're just gonna make sure the engine turns, because if it doesn't turn, it's seized. Okay, and make sure there's compression as well. So it turned, that's good. Okay, something that I see is that the carburetor is very dirty on the outside, and I'm not too sure why. This could be because there's a leak, petrol leak, but I'm not sure at the moment. Okay, if it's a petrol leak, you can either change the carburetor, or sometimes you can buy a kit with all the joints. You replace it and that's it, it's done. Okay, but before that, we're gonna check the spark plug, make sure we got electricity. Then we're gonna check as well the air filter, make sure it's clean, and then last we'll go for the carburetor, and it should start after. So let's check the spark plug. Let's remove this. Okay, and with a spanner we remove it. Okay, let's check in what state it is. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty dirty. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna clean it nicely, and between this and the center you should have the space of a nail. Okay, so the space is fine. Okay, that's good. And once it's all clean, we just place it back here, and touching the engine, we'll pull the cord a little bit, and usually we should see a spark here. So if we got a spark, we know we're good. Okay, then after we need to check the rest. To clean the parts that I've got, like the spark plug or the carburetor, etc., I usually use something like that, a recipient, a brush, and a bit of petrol, and I clean all this inside, so that will remove all the dirt, and later you just wipe it. Okay. You can use as well diesel. The difference between diesel and petrol is that the diesel will leave later like a film, protective film, you know, like it kind of lubricates at the same time. Then petrol dries later. I've now cleaned the spark plug. I've placed it back on the cable, and now we're gonna check if we got a spark or not. Obviously, if we don't have a spark, there's no need to go any further because the engine will never start. So I've placed this on top just for the time being, just to test it. And we're gonna touch the spark plug on the metal. And when I'm gonna pull this, I should see a spark here. If there's no spark, then we'll see. Okay. Well, there's nothing, there's no spark at all. So let's fix that. As we don't have a spark, if we follow that cable, we see that this links us to that part here, okay? And what we have here, that cable that's linked here, it's called a kill switch. So if there's any electrical problem on the engine, the function of that cable will be to cut the electricity, so that way it won't start. So we're gonna disconnect it. You just pull it, you see, and we're gonna see if that will solve the problem. So now again, same thing, we're just gonna touch it, pull it, and see if we got a spark. If we got a spark, then we well on the way. Okay, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's a spark. Okay, so now I'm good. So I will continue cleaning everything. At the moment, I won't dismantle the whole carburetor. Okay, I will just clean it from the outside, and then we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, as we have the machine dismantled, let's check the air filter. So we just unscrew this, and we're gonna check it. Okay. Usually we just clean it with a compressor or something like that. Oh, bingo! There's nothing. Okay, great. Well, the person before looks like has removed the air filter, and as you can see, there's dirt inside here. Okay, so never run the engine without air filter, because the filter prevents all the dirt coming into the engine, and if it does, it will damage the engine quite a bit. So anyway, I will clean that part that's quite dirty, and I will just start to start the engine like that. Okay, once I know it starts, then I'll buy the air filter and I'll replace it. Okay, the machine is now cleaner. I'm just gonna tie this up here, okay, because I don't want this to be loose for the time being. Then I will place everything back together, place some fuel, and let's see if it starts. And I've placed back the top part. Just make sure that this is well fitted, okay, with the center part inside, okay. And let's place back the top and place gasoline. Obviously, one thing we should check as well is the oil in the engine, okay, and make sure that's sufficient. Yeah, okay, there's enough inside, that's good. Okay, always check this, because if not, you can seize the engine. Okay, so now that the electrical problem has been fixed, I've placed gasoline, you know, petrol inside, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so we hold this, we place on starter. I probably will need to give it a few pulls just to make sure that the gasoline goes into the engine, and let's see how it goes. Okay. Well, nothing. Okay, So it doesn't matter. That will be the excuse to make another video about the carburetor, how to dismantle it, how to clean it, and hopefully this time it will start. Okay, well, let's see each other in the next video. See ya, ciao.